As part of our new Meet Your Joe Biden administration series.
This is white supremacist enabler Tucker Carlson.
How shocked are we that 17-year-olds with rifles decided they had to maintain order when no one else would?
Here he is defending domestic terrorist / white supremacist murderer Kyle Rittenhouse.
White supremacy, that's the problem. This is a hoax.
And of course, one more despicable stance.
I wanted to introduce you to someone called Jelena Porter, now a top spokesman at the State Department. In that role, Jelena Porter is responsible for communicating American foreign policy to the rest of the world.
Yes, Tucker, let's talk foreign policy, shall we? When trust fund baby Jared Kushner was appointed to handle the Middle East,
the proposal, crafted by President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, was considered dead on arrival since it was written without the Palestinians.
And failed miserably by catering heavily to one side, the side where he has a strong relationship with another dictator.
It's really interesting. Jared Kushner on the program for the first time today. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time, your expertise.
Wait, his expertise? What expertise? He has zero in this realm. So same energy for a non-Trump appointee?
Now, you may not know much about her job history, but trust us, that's a pretty stunning promotion for her. Before she joined the Biden administration, Jelena Porter was best known as a part-time cheerleader for the Oakland Raiders and the Washington Wizards. She also moonlit for a time as a staffer on Capitol Hill and took the occasional gig as a consultant pushing various strains of identity politics.
The answer is, of course not. And for that, we turn to Colin Kaepernick, a selfless individual who took a knee to say racism is bad and equality is good in lieu of the Trump administration and specifically police officers subscribing to white supremacy and accosting black and brown communities across America over minor defenses. Porter defended Cap's stance on Facebook, pointing out the hypocrisy of how so many racist white people feel about a silent knee. She went on to say in her second paragraph, the largest threat to U.S. national security are U.S. cops. She, along with many of us that rang the bell on this, are continually validated. When the domestic terrorists stormed the Capitol at the behest of a white supremacist president, the out-of-office white supremacist president, who was salty that he didn't win a second term, guess who was there? Nearly 30 sworn police officers from a dozen departments attended the pro-Trump rally at the U.S. Capitol, with several storming the building with rioters and are facing federal criminal charges as well as possible expulsion or other discipline.
One officer appears to have posed for a selfie.
Because hey man, game recognized game, you feel me? A new analysis found U.S. law enforcement officials have been tied to racist militant activities in more than a dozen states since 2000, and hundreds of police officers have been caught posting racist and bigoted social media content. Having personnel within law enforcement agencies has historically been and will continue to be a desired asset for white supremacist groups seeking to anticipate law enforcement interest in and actions against them, wrote the intercept of an obtained document. While some media, including Carlson, might highlight the fact that Porter was a cheerleader for the Oakland Raiders and Washington Wizards, they overlook something else. She balanced being a Wizards cheerleader with working as a press and staff assistant for Rep. Jerry McNerney of California. Now she's communications director for Louisiana Democratic Rep. Cedric L. Richmond. Tucker, where was the love for having actual expertise, big guy? Carlson loves crapping on people who aren't, for example, an heiress to frozen food empires, the son of U.S. ambassadors, and or direct affiliations with some schlub named Ronald Reagan. I mean, just examples. Instead, they make fun of your upbringing for not coming from wealth, whether it be cheerleader or, come to think of it, a bartender turned successful congresswoman. Here's a nugget Tucker won't give those who watch his show. Jelena Porter is the first black woman in her role, an agency that has long struggled with diversity. Respect, put it on her name. If you'd like to hear more thought-provoking content like TYT Sports on Facebook and to help in my journey to keep media independent, go to tyt.com/Rick.